A warm hello to all the readers at the Oxford Bookstore. My name is Toby Walsh, and I'm the author of this new book, 2062, The World That AI Made. I perhaps should tell you why the book is called 2062. Well, actually, there's two reasons why it's called 2062. There's a technical answer. I surveyed 300 of my other colleagues, other experts in artificial intelligence, and asked them when did they think that computers would be as smart as humans. And the average answer that they said was 2062. Now, I should say there was a huge variance in their answers, but none of them were saying it was going to take just 10 years. Equally, none of them was going to saying it was taking much more than 100 or 200 years. It's something that's going to happen perhaps in the next 50 or 100 years. It happens in the lifetime of our children, and if we're lucky, in our lifetimes. And that really is quite important. If we look around us today, what we see in the world is the product of our intelligence. And so having a more intelligent species on our planet is going to be quite an interesting transformation that we need to start planning for today. And the second reason it's called 2062 is not a technical reason, a very personal reason, and quite unintentional, in fact. When I'd finished writing the book, I was explaining to my daughter, who was 8 at the time, what the book was about. And I was telling her, well, the book is about the world that you will inherit, the world that all our children will inherit. And then I did the maths. And in 2062, she will be my age to the year exactly. So I wanted to interest you in reading the book by reading the very first opening words of the very first chapter. Humans are remarkable. Indeed, despite the abundance of life on the planet, we are perhaps the most remarkable species ever to inhabit it. We've reversed rivers, built islands, and generally bent nature to our ways. We've constructed buildings that amaze, the monumental pyramids at Giza, the sprawling Great Wall of China, the stunning Sagrada Familia. We've crossed the hottest deserts and climbed the highest mountains. We have sent a roadster into space. We've even left the Earth to walk on the moon. We've created scientific theories that explain the mysteries of the universe from milliseconds after its birth 13 billion years ago until its eventual death 1 Google years in the future. We have tamed fire, eradicated smallpox, and banded together to overthrow despots and dictators. We've created art so sublime that it moves people to tears. The glorious melodies of Bach's St. Matthew's Passion, the naked beauty of Michelangelo's David, and the haunting sadness of the Taj Mahal. But despite all these marvellous achievements, we will soon be replaced. Almost all traces of Homo sapiens will be erased from the earth, just like almost all traces of our predecessor, Homo neanderthalensis, have gone. For evolution never stops. Around 50,000 years ago, Neanderthal man was no match for the rise of Homo sapiens. We don't know precisely when or how the Neanderthals died out. It might have been their failure to adapt to a changing climate, a problem that ought to echo loudly to us today. Or it might be that Homo sapiens outcompeted them and left them no ecological niche in which to survive. Whatever it was, the Neanderthals clearly did die out and were replaced by us. But like every species before us, we too will be replaced by a new and more successful one. And as we're smart, don't forget that sapiens or wise is actually part of our species names, we can even predict who that successor will be. Our successor is Homo digitalis, the evolution of the genus Homo into digital form. Both what we do and where we do it will become increasingly, and in some cases exclusively, digital. Human thought will be replaced by digital thought, and human activity in the real world will be supplanted by digital activity in artificial and virtual worlds. This is our artificially intelligent future. So, I hope that's piqued your curiosity to want to pick up my book and discover what that future may hold for us. And the message of the book, it's always interesting when you write a book, the book is never the book you started out to be, but the message that I ended up writing in this book is about how the future is still to play for. Nothing is yet fixed. The future is the product of the choices we make today. And the book is a call for us to make wise choices so that all of us profit from the technologies like artificial intelligence that are set to transform our lives by 2062. Enjoy. Keep safe.